when I started as a coach, I wish somebody had shared with me the tools that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Tools that will make you more productive, will make you more professional, and will enable you to multiply your time. So that the more clients that you take, you're not getting overwhelmed in the process. So these secrets are secrets that high-performing coaches usually use, and we rarely share them, especially in one video. We might scatter things around so that you watch one piece, but then you don't have the other piece to make this other piece even more functional or to make it work for you. But I'm going to share with you these things in one video, and I really I'm doing this because I know there are a lot of coaches out there who are suffering and struggling, and the more clients they get, the more overwhelmed they become. And I've been having conversations with a number of them. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make a video and I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to help somebody out there who's going to make their business even more, they're going to be more productive, and they're going to make their business even more efficient. So this is really exciting. And there are going to be 3 tools that I'm going to share, 3 of my favorite tools for this particular function. There are many other tools that I use for different things, and I'll make another video if you put it in the comments that you'd like to learn more about some of the other tools that I use. So put it in the comments and let me know what you'd like to be more efficient in. And then I can share with you if I have a tool that I currently use, or if I know of a tool that can help you perform that task or be efficient in that area, right? So the first tool that I'm going to share with you will enable you to get bookings, like as a coach or a consultant, and this works for coaches and consultants as well. As a coach or a consultant, you don't want a situation where you're having a conversation with somebody and you're going through your calendar and looking through your calendar. Oh, I'm free on Tuesday at 9. And then they say, no, I'm not free at 9, I'm free at 11. Then you're like, no, I have another meeting at 11. Maybe we do Wednesday at 10. And then they're like, I have a funeral on Wednesday at 10. I can't make, that's too much conversation around one particular topic to just book the appropriate time. So I'm going to share with you a tool that I use so that all you do is just share this link with the other person, and then they get to pick a time that's appropriate for them. And this tool is called Calendly. So let's move over to my screen. Let me share with you Calendly. So this is how my Calendly account looks like. I've created different events, which is what you're seeing here. You can create an event here. There are different things that you can do with Calendly, and I'm going to create an event just to demonstrate this for you. Once you create this event, there are different types. You've got an event, which is a template for regular scheduled events. And then you've got, and we're going to test out each of these things because sometimes the language can seem a bit ambiguous, and I'm going to bring it home when you actually see it. And then there's the one-off meeting where you get to invite somebody, like you only have one client who you're having that conversation with. You don't need to create a link that many other people can be using to book. You just need it for this one meeting. So that's for the one-off event. And then for the meeting pool, this is new. They just introduced this. So I tested it out just before I made this video, and I was like, oh, this is a really cool feature. And what it does is sometimes let's say you're in an office or you have many other consultants and you're trying to figure out the best time for all of you to meet, right? Now, that meeting poll enables each of you to vote on a meeting time, so that the organizer of the meeting can decide what's the best time based on when most people are available. So it's a really cool feature and it's so easy to use. I'm just going to show it to you. Like, let me start with event type. So here we go to event type, and you can choose whether you want a one-on-one event to host one host, you, and one invitee, I mean. So it's like you and a client. So if it's a one-on-one, and that's cool. And they've, written some notes there. Then group, and there's some notes, collective. I haven't used these, round robin, but you can read and see what they're all about. And then there's the one-off meeting and the meeting poll. So let's start with the one-on-one meeting. So here you come and you're like choosing the event date. So let me call it Jacqui's test, right? Location. Now I've integrated my Calendly account with my Zoom account. So once somebody makes a meeting, a booking, because my meetings are virtual, most of them at least, actually almost all of them are virtual. So what happens when you make the booking, you also get the Zoom link for our meeting. So I don't have to send you any other meeting in email or do anything else. Once you book, it just does it automatically, which is really cool. Like if you're doing a lot of virtual meetings, I highly recommend that when you get Calendly, you also get a Zoom account, like the paid Zoom account. And I'll include all the links for all these tools below. Some of them are referral links, so it's, in full disclosure, there are commissions that I would earn when you use these links to set up your account. It doesn't cost you anything. If you choose to use it, great. If you choose not to use it, that's all right too. So Zoom, that's the choice for my meeting. Then you can write instructions, which is cool. And then this link, you see Jacqui S test. Okay, they've done Jacqui's S test because I've put that S. So let's just do Jacqui test. So once you have this, like this Calendly meeting /Jacqui /Jacqui test. So you can customize this to anything. It doesn't have to go with this. It could be Jacqui test 15, let's say, for example. Like it doesn't have to be, they just give you an example based on the event name, but then you can always come and change it to whatever it is. And then you can choose colors. So I can say bright yellow or orange is what I'm going to use for this particular meeting, or for any other meetings in the future. Like you can set it up and have that as a way to distinguish from the dashboard. If you remember, we started at the dashboard to distinguish what meetings are for what. So maybe group meetings are orange, one-on-one meetings are blue, and whichever other meetings are whatever color. So let's come here and go to next. So now you can have, when people book this event, 30 minutes, 60 rolling calendar days. So now they're giving you an idea, a summary of what has already been set by default, but you can change it. So here you can decide you want your meetings to be 40 minutes, for example, and then within a particular date range, not 40 minutes, sorry. 40 minutes would be here. 45, you've got these options, 15, 13, and all that. So let's say 45. This means how many calendar days into the future. Now, you can choose either calendar days into the future, or you can choose within a date range, or you can decide indefinitely into the future. Now, what I have found from my experience is that when people book meetings more than 4 days in advance, they tend to not show up. So people tend to forget, and it happens. Like you're supposed to attend a webinar 4 days from now, and for some reason you forget. And maybe that day is a Sunday or a public holiday, and you hadn't remembered, or you have other engagements and stuff like that. So it's always better to limit this to a maximum of 4 calendar days. That's what I found in my experience. You can test this with your niche and see what works best for you. If you start to see the drop-off is too high after 3, then adjust it to 3, so that 3 becomes the maximum into the future. And then here, I already have under settings, like under my account and my settings, I've already set calendars, like the days, my working hours and stuff like that, right? So that's what you're seeing here. You can use existing schedule, which, like for me, it starts from 10. I don't allow any bookings, meetings, or anything before 10. And then, certain days it could be 4:30 or 6, as you can see it here. However, I can set custom hours just for this, because it could be that you want to start earlier, later, or for whatever reason, maybe include Saturday or a day that's not a working day for you on your main calendar, because it will pick from your main calendar. So you can see this is from my main calendar. It's 10 a.m. to 4:30 on Mondays. Tuesdays it's longer. Thursdays I stop earlier. I usually have coaching on Thursdays, and then Fridays, you gotta have a social life, right? So Friday afternoons I also dedicate it to either meet friends and hang out, or do things that I enjoy, or even just catch up with some things that are pending from the week. So Friday, unless I set custom hours, I usually stop after lunch. And then you can decide here whether you want to add time before or after an event. Like, this thing is brilliant. So it gives you time to prep. You don't want your events to be back to back. So you want to at least have a gap between one meeting and the next. So you can decide whether you want to have it before the event or before and after the event, and how much time. So if you remember Jacqui test here, this was our 45-minute slot here, our 45-minute slot. And now that I've ticked both boxes, it blocks 15 minutes after and 15 minutes before. It is good practice to at least have time before the next meeting. So always do that, and you can decide what works for you, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or just having after the meeting but not before the meeting. It's up to you, you can decide. And then show times in increments of either 30 minutes or 10 minutes. Like, you can show, let's say like now, let me give you an example. You've got 10 a.m. Somebody books time in my calendar at 10 a.m. The next available time can be in increments of 10 minutes. So it would be 10, 10, 10, like it will show what's available. 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 10. Like if I picked the 10 minute, or the 5 minutes would be 10, 10:05, da, da, da. So it would show lots of options. Or you can do it in increments of 30 minutes. So I'm going to show it to you in increments of 15 minutes as a demo. And then when we go to the booking page, you can see how that shows up. So if you do it in increments of 1 hour, it will only show 10, 11, 12, 1, like that until 4:30. But once you do in increments of 15, it will show 10, 10, 15. So it will have lots of options. And sometimes those lots of options make it look like you're really available. But in reality, if somebody booked 10 to 10:45, and then you had a 15-minute gap, it would close off until 11, right? If you had a 15-minute gap after, so it would close off until 11. Then it would now start showing the time. So it's not that when somebody books time at 10, that the next person who comes can see 10:15. 10:15 will not be available. But when your calendar is open, they'll see 10, 10:15, 10:30, 10:45, like that, da, 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 as 45 minutes. If you do it at 10, there'll even be more times available, like really lots of options between 10 a.m. for me, let's say on Monday, and 4:30 p.m., right? So that's a lot of increments. And I'll demonstrate it with 15 minutes, then you can get to see what I mean. You can choose maximum number of events allowed. I don't really use this much, but you can decide. And then automatically detect and show the times in the invitee's time zone. This is really important, because if you have people who maybe, as a coach, you don't mind getting foreign clients, unless your solution is specific to a particular country. But if you get somebody, let's say you made a YouTube video, you did a training, and you put your link out there and it's on your Facebook page, and later on, let's even say 6 months later, somebody from the UK bumps into your post, your YouTube video, and they want to book time with you. Now, if it's locked to your time zone, then that means they'll have to start doing the math and remove the winter. If it's winter time, they add. If it's summer, they reduce. Like, they have to do the calculation. But if you let it auto detect, it's perfect, because even if somebody is booking from the UK somebody is booking from South Africa, somebody is booking from Kenya. They all get time zones based on their country. And the invite is sent to them based on their country. But to you, it's sent to you based on your local time. So if, let's say, their country is at 11 a.m. and you're at 10 a.m., when they book, the reminders and the invite is for 11. But when it comes to you for 10 a.m. So it's fantastic. You don't need to change that. Make this a secret meeting. So that means that it's hidden for people who do not have the link. Right? So that's how we start. That's the first part. Ta-da! What is going on? Has my internet connection decided to start sneezing? Okay. Let's see if I click something else. Event type, on or off. Okay. Something's off. Let me pause this so that I can try and figure out what's up. Okay, so I figured out what the issue was. I hadn't saved some of these things. But here you've got additional rules and you can decide. Remember we had said the increments, 15 minutes. You can also decide that that somebody can't book your calendar more than 4 hours before the start time. And this is also really important. I'd left this out, I think, when I was talking about this. But this is also really important because you don't want surprises. Like, you don't want to be somewhere away from your workplace or your laptop or whatever, and somebody books time on your calendar. So you want this to be at a time that you can get to where you need to get to. If you're traveling between meetings or, whatever the case is. But I would also recommend that, like for me, I've connected this to my Google Calendar, my Google, I use G Suite. So I've connected this to my G Suite account. So what happens is that when I have something, I'm not available or I'm not at the office or I'm out of the office, I block that time on my Google Calendar and it automatically updates on Calendly. So it stops anybody from booking time on my calendar on the days when I'm not around or not available. So you also want to do that as well for yourself, right? So I hadn't saved this. This was the problem. I was trying, anyway, I refreshed the page and it worked. And then there are these other features which I don't really use, where you can send them questions and stuff like that. I don't usually use that. And these are paid features. Notifications and cancellations are also paid features beyond this one. So there's the initial invite that is sent to the person that has made the booking. But now if you want to change that invite, you have to upgrade. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is a free account. So I'm showing you with a free account. When you need more features, you can then move up to the paid account, and it is worth it. I used the paid account for a while, and it is worth it. So you can switch to email confirmations, or these are calendar invites. So when you switch to email confirmations, this means that, wait, what happens here? Calendar invitations. So if we do the after scheduling the event, your invitee will receive an invitation to join the event as a one-time whatever thingy. But if you switch, it will send them, you can see how it looks like, right? Over here. But if you switch to email confirmations, your invitee will receive an email confirming their date and time of appointment. So that becomes their email, the email that they'll receive. So you can decide whether you want email confirmations or calendar confirmations. Now I'm trying to think of which one I usually use. I can't recall which one I use, but you can just look at this and decide what it is that, do you want their calendar blocked or do you want their email? Do you want them sent an email? I think I usually do calendar invitations so that the person gets a reminder, because email confirmations are great, but if you can't do the rest of the things, because these are now paid features, then people can forget, because you don't always look at your emails and take that invite and then save it on your phone. That's more rare. But for most people, once it goes to their calendar invitations, then it sends them notifications. So that works out well. So I think that's what I use, if I'm not wrong. So then you can save and close. And then confirmation page, there is no option on the free account to redirect. But if you have a paid account, and that's why I actually upgraded to a paid account, because I needed, when people confirm, they get sent to another page where there was another action that they needed to take. So you can decide if you want to add a custom link, then upgrade your subscription. But right now the default page is like standard. So yeah, you can see that. Redirect to an external site. It requires you to upgrade your subscription. Ta-da! And then collect payments. Of course, you're not collecting payments for this meeting. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So now we can view the live page. Remember when I talked about 15 minutes sessions, and I'm going to tell you what the issue is there. 15-minute sessions and stuff like that. You're going to see all of these and see how it looks like. But now here is the thing with the free account, is you can only have one event at a time. You can't have multiple events that are active at a time on a free account. You can on a paid account. So we created this test, but this meeting is the one that is on right now. So we would have to turn it off. You can see this button here, turn it off. Or when you decide to turn this one on, it will turn, you see, it will tell you what the options are. So I think we have to turn this one off first. So there, once we turn it off, then it enables you to turn that one on. Now, you remember we saw the color, we picked the color orange for this meeting, and you saw there was a different color here, it was green. So that's what you can do if you wanted to customize and have them color coded, especially when you have the paid account, because now you can see each of them in the different colors because they'll be active. So this is the link. This is how to share the link. You can share that link and then bring it here. Remember we did Jacqui test 15. So this is how it looks like, right? We did 3 or 4 calendar days, and you can see on my calendar, these are the days that are showing what days are available. So when somebody clicks, they can see the options. Remember me telling you there'll be lots of options when you have 15-minute increments. There'll be even more when you have 10-minute increments and 5-minute increments. So you get to decide whether you want 15-minute, 30 minutes, or just hourly increments. So you can see that. That's how it looks like, right? And it shows you the name. So here, Jacqui test is what we put here. Let me click edit. Jacqui test was the name we gave it. So this name is public. So you want to put something that when people see it, they're not like, Jacqui test, what? Yeah. So you want to put something decent there. And then if we went to view live page, so this is also another way for you to view your live page. Same thing, it will show you, right? So that's how you set up your event. And that's how you're able to then share it. When you go back, you can share either when you go to view live event, you can share the URL up until this question mark part. So you delete the rest of the part. It's because I was doing preview mode, so it got to show me more things. But you can share that, or you can just share, copy the link here and then just share it. So that's what you want to now share with people to enable them to see your calendar and book time. So that's tool number 1. Cool, right? Yeah, I absolutely love this. It stops the back and forth. It also enables you to collect leads online when you create content and you have a call to action. And maybe the call to action is for people to book time on your calendar, or to book a meeting, or to book a free consultation, or something. Maybe you are a dentist and you give free consultations, teeth checks or whatever, or you're an optician or ophthalmologist. And you give free consultations. So this is a tool you can also use to get people to book their appointments in advance, right? Really powerful tool. A side note is it was made, Calendly was created by a Nigerian guy. Like, it's an international American Nigerian. I think he lives in America now. And maybe he's also an American citizen, possibly born there or whatever, or nationalized. And I'm really proud because when I love to see Africans doing great things that are just international. So it's really cool when I see this, and it makes me happy. I think that's what we should all strive to do. Tool number one. Tool number two is a tool called Convertkit that I usually use. Now, I started using Convertkit not long ago. I've used MailChimp, I've used ActiveCampaign, I've used Katra, I've used different tools. And right now, when I tell you Convertkit is my favorite tool, it's because I've tried the others and seen what their limitations are and seen also their costs. Because I used to pay a lot of money to like ActiveCampaign. It was every month I would pay $200 and something to ActiveCampaign, and it was really expensive. And yes, it has features, like it's got good features actually, and good tagging and adding to list and stuff like that. But I had a huge database, and my database at the time was like 8,000 going to 9,000 or something. And it was really expensive for me to pay this amount because that's not the only tool that I was using. So I eventually just cleaned out my base and decided that I'm going to use Convertkit only, for new subscribers. And then I'm going to use MailChimp for the old list that I cleaned out. Because MailChimp, I can get it for free for up to, it used to be 2,000, but I saw the other day they've dropped it down to 500. So at least when you downgrade, because I had upgraded, and then in the last downgrade, I saw that they've limited it to 500. So it's again, MailChimp has also worked for me in sending email broadcasts, but it's not the best tool when it comes to tagging and adding to lists. And this is what tagging and adding to a list is. So when somebody, let's say, attends a webinar of mine, but they don't attend it till the end, they get tagged differently, and they can be put in different lists so that different emails can go out to them. Now with MailChimp, the limitation is once they register for the webinar, they get tagged, but they can't be put in a list because MailChimp has audiences, and they don't have that ability to automatically put people in different audiences depending on their actions. And that's really important, especially when you're looking at sending broadcasts or categorizing your list. And I've just realized as I'm talking about lists, maybe let me give you a brief introduction on lists. So what a list is are email subscribers, people whose emails or contacts that you have, and you communicate with them regularly through email. So the best thing about this is that, like social media, you don't own your social media account and your social media, people who follow you on social media. You don't own that information. You rent it. That's why you can't see anybody's contact information and you can't communicate with them outside the platform. And the platforms, when they block you, you lose access to your followers and everybody you've communicated and everything. So in the best practice is to create something that can enable you to move people from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all that onto your platform, onto something you own, because you own contacts. And then now you use a CRM like this, like Convertkit, to then continuously engage with these contacts, right? So that's what we use this for. I just realized I started and I was like, wait, what if you don't even know what this is useful for? So that's what it's used for. You now have a contact of a person. You can invite them for webinars. You can give them free trainings. You can email them newsletters. You can give them offers. You can do more things with them, and you're not paying multiple times to reach them. Once you have their email address, all you're doing is paying like Convertkit a monthly fee. And for their low tier, I think it's like $15, I think, up to 1,000 contacts, if I'm not wrong. But I'll put the link below this video and you can set up your account and see what the prices and everything are. But I absolutely love, like since I started using Convertkit, I'm just like, it's so easy to use. Like it's so easy to tag people based on links you put in emails and the actions they take. And once you tag them, you can put them into a sequence where they get follow-up emails after that. So if you're, let's say somebody, you've created an email and you're like, hey, if you're interested in content for real estate, click the button below. So the person clicks the button, and after that, they get put into a sequence where you now send them like 8 emails or 4 emails or 2 emails related to what they've said they're interested in. Now, it's so powerful when you do that, and it's so easy with Convertkit that I'm like, having used all these other tools where I now have to exit and then go to another place and then set this up in a different place, Convertkit makes it seamless and really easy for you to do it. So that's why I recommend it, and I absolutely love it for that reason. So this is my dashboard. This is how it looks like, the subscriber part of my dashboard. And you can see here they've got like subscribers, you've got landing pages and forms. So the landing pages and forms enables you to create like almost like, let's click so I can show it to you. So it enables you to click like to create like a landing page where people, let's say you're running ads for a special offer. You don't want people to be distracted by your main website. You want them to go straight to a landing page which only has the relevant information they need to take the action you want them to take. So this also includes landing pages all in one. It's got like everything. Told you it was brilliant. And look at how they look like. So these are the different landing pages, and you can select, like these are all templates, but you can select templates for podcasts or links or whatever, and you know, all templates. So you get to decide which one you like. I really like this one for, oh yeah, you can see I've put a love heart on it. So if you like something, you can always put a love heart so that you can always find it easier the next time you're looking, because it's up here and under favorites. So that makes it really easy for you. But you can see the different landing pages. I think this is really cool. Yeah, so you get to choose your landing page. So that's one. Then there's send, where you can send broadcasts. And when you send broadcasts, it's when now you send like a newsletter to your subscribers, and you are sending information or offers and stuff like that. And it has different email templates which you can choose from, which are really cool. So I also want you to just, you know, when you create your account, I want you to also just go through this thing, like the settings and stuff like that, so that you also figure out what works best for you. And just to mention that when you use the link that I'm going to give you, you're going to get a period free. I think it's like 30 days free, which is really cool that you also get to benefit from that. So the email, this sequence is like, what I like about the sequence is I don't have to build a customer journey. Like on MailChimp, I needed to build a customer journey for a sequence. On ActiveCampaign, I needed to build a map. And some of those things are really complicated. If, when, this, then that, da, da, da. And, you know, for me who loves technology, like, and I geek out on this stuff. It's pretty easy for me to do. Not easy, like it takes a while. And sometimes I wish it could be easier. But when I came and I found this, I was just like, it makes it easy, because if I want to build something like an automation, it's separated from just a simple sequence where it's like email 1, 2 days later, email 2, 3 days later, email 3, 1 day later, email 4, the end. That's all I need. I don't need to open up a tree and then say, if this, then that, then this, then that. Like, I don't need that. So it makes it really easy. Snippets. Oh yeah, snippets are where, like at the bottom of an email, you have like your signature, or you have, let's say you've just launched a book and you want every time you do a broadcast, people get to see that there's the option for them to buy the book. You can have a default snippet, so you don't have to keep recreating it, and you just add it like an email signature or at the bottom, and it gives people, let's say, options for things to buy from you, options for trainings that you have, depending on who it is that you're sending the broadcast to. So that's, I just remembered using that. Then there's automation, the automate. And the automate is where now you build this if, when this happens, then that. So if the person registers for the webinar, then they get this email from me. When they get this email, 30 minutes before the webinar, they get this other email. Then if they attend the webinar, they get the email, depending on whether they stayed till the end or left early. If they left early, they get a different email. If they stayed till the end and saw the offer but didn't buy, they get a different email. If they didn't attend, they get the email either for the replay or the email telling them to register again. So that's what I mean. Like the whole automation system, that like this is how you build all these things, and the rules. If they do this, you can see if this, then that. Automation rules. And these automations are like super powerful, and it enables your business to pretty much run on autopilot. So these are the things I teach, like my training program my digital marketing training program for entrepreneurs teaches them how to use the tools available like this one to build some of these automations to make their business, to make it easier for them to do business, or for their business not to stop because they are not sitting at their desk working. And also to minimize how many people you need in your team. Because now these are rules that you set up, so you don't need somebody going there and filtering and looking at the end of the day to see how many people attended, how many people missed. This system does everything for you if you know how to work it. And another thing that I really like about it is, like, now I've built an automation and I can share it with my students that they don't have to build their own. It's really powerful because it takes a while to build this stuff. Like, I ain't kidding you. It's when you come into the automate part, it can take a while. And Convertkit does make it easy for you. But if you're not tech inclined, and it's drag and drop, that's how easy it is. But sometimes if you're not tech inclined, you might end up messing something or not paying attention or dragging the wrong thing, and the people who attended the webinar get the emails that they didn't attend the webinar, or the people who clicked on the email get the emails of an offer that they're not supposed to be getting. So when I pre-built these things, I've set it up so that I can then share my template with my students, and all they have to do is customize it for themselves. So just change, of course, their emails should come to them, the links should go to their offers and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And then here you've got products. So under products, you've got, you're able to sell content and products. Now for Africa, because these things, when it comes to sales, they integrate with services like Stripe and stuff like that, which are not available in Africa. So unfortunately for these, there's that limitation unless you're doing PayPal, because PayPal tends to integrate with most of them. But then now PayPal, you need an account to make the payment, so it makes it a bit complicated for us. So I don't use this. I use a completely separate system, but then I'm able to integrate it, because if you look, let's go back to subscribers. There is a way in which let's see, broadcasts. Yeah, there is a way, because I used this, what was I don't want to scroll, because you see here under confirmed subscribers, you'll see the email addresses, and that's not what, I don't share the email addresses. When people subscribe to my stuff, I don't share their emails. But here you can see, I'll go to purchases in a second. That's what I wanted to show you. Here you can see the number of subscribers, the total number, and that's for this platform. So on other platforms, I have other subscribers, and there are some that I just stopped emailing, because either people don't open your emails, or you're paying a lot for people who just stay on your email list, but then they never take any action or do whatever. So sometimes I clean out my list, and the list that I'm creating right now on Convertkit is a list that I want to nurture. And even if I move them out, because at some point, like maybe after 3 months, if anybody hasn't opened my emails, I'll just delete them, because they're obviously not interested in what I have to offer. So there's no reason for me to not make room for somebody who is. You can see my average open rate, which is pretty good. It used to be, my average email open rate on, I think it was MailChimp, was about 12%. And the average, industry average is about that, like 12 to 20% or something. So I think the email deliverability on Convertkit is better, because I have much better email open rate. It could also be that my emails are more relevant to the people who I have built, to these subscribers. So they're opening the emails, and they're also not getting too many of them. So even on Active Campaign, I think my highest email open rate on one particular email was like 25% or something. So this 40, when I was looking at this, I'm like, whoa, 42% open rate is pretty good. Like if you use an email system yourself and stuff, let me know what your open rate is below, because I want to see if it's lower than 12%, then something is off. Either it's your list or the content you're sharing, and you'd need to diagnose that. But to have this kind of open rate, that's why it's necessary to periodically clean out your list. Average click rate is low. It should be like, I think 2%, but some broadcasts don't have links that I want people to open. It's not always. So that could be the reason why. An email sent includes, so if I send two email broadcasts to this list, that becomes 1626 times 2. So that's how they count it. So I also haven't sent that many emails to these subscribers, because I've not used this system for years. I've just, started warming up to it, and now it's become my main squeeze. New subscribers today and stuff like that, so it shows you that. So one of the things that I did for this actually is I used it when I was recently launching, I'd created this marketing masterclass where people would pay for the 3-day masterclass, and for the 3-day masterclass. And based on how I did the tagging and everything, I was able, and I've also, another thing that's also important is that I have integrated this with my WooCommerce, where I accept payments. So it automatically sends that data from WooCommerce from my website's WooCommerce account, and it sends this data when people make purchases. So under purchases, you can see how much money I made from that offer, which is really great, because now you can start to see how, like, whether it's worth it, like if this is paying for itself. So it's really cool, like when you're able to see purchases, and you're able to see unsubscribes as well, deliverability of each of them. I'd clicked this earlier and I could see deliverability of broadcasts. I think I hadn't clicked on the sequences, but you can see that. And you can also see like the different days and the net subscriptions. So these are the people like, who are getting into my database. And you can see the kind of activity that I have on different days, more on the days when I have stuff running. Maybe it's ads, maybe it's a webinar that I'm having and I've sent out a broadcast asking people to register. So then I'll have a peak in subscriptions at the time. But it will also be more consistent when it comes to ads. Like when I'm running ads, then I have a more consistent inflow of new subscribers. So I've explained to you that. I've not used TipJazz. I've actually not used this entire place, this entire Earn, because it's not integrated with any payment provider that integrates with Convertkit. The other one, like the WooCommerce, is just a portal. It doesn't accept payments, but it's like a portal that we use to do that. So yeah, you'd need a merchant account to securely take people's payments. And then here you've got like, learn. You can learn more, you can get videos that teach you how to set up and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And then of course, under your account, you can, under your account, you can enter, put in your image, put in more details, put in your social media accounts and stuff like that. So that's the second account. I absolutely love Convertkit, and I'll put a link below so that you can also benefit from using this tool, and also from the 30-day free account. I believe it's 30 days. I'll correct, if it's not 30 days, I'll correct that. So when I put the link, I'll put how many days you get for free. So that's the second tool. And then the third tool is Teachable. So Teachable sent a notification. Anyway, before I even go to their notification, Teachable is an amazing platform that I discovered for me to be able to host my course content. Now, you know how a lot of the times, like as a coach or as a trainer or somebody who shares information with groups of people, you're constantly sharing the same information. So the beauty about using Teachable is that you can share, you can record that training and then upload it on the platform, and people can either, remember, use it to recall what they learned, to watch the replay, or you can now give access to a new person who needs to learn the same information. So it becomes like really powerful. I keep thinking, like, even when I was in corporate, I would have loved to know that these tools exist and that I can use them to store some of the trainings that I used to do, because I would have to do trainings over and over again. But you don't always have to keep repeating the same stuff, the same slides, the same whatever. You just record it once and upload it onto the platform. So this is a powerful platform that allows you to host your training content. It's called a learning management platform or learning management system. So when you see people talking about LMS, this is what they mean: a learning management system that enables you to host your content and manage your students and give access to different levels of students and different courses. You can have different schools in it, and you can have different courses within the school, and you can have a student who has access to one course but not the others, or two of the courses but not the others. And it's pretty easy to create, to add a student, create your modules and upload them and stuff like that. Once you've recorded them and they're on MP3, it could have been on a Zoom call and then you recorded it and you download it and it's in MP3. It's very easy for you to now upload it onto the Teachable platform. So this platform, I've tried Thinkific as well, and out of between Thinkific and this one, I absolutely love Teachable. I think it's easy to use. I like it. I like the interface. It's classier as well. I like beautiful things, so it's classier. And I do believe Teachable is cheaper than Thinkific. However, Teachable's prices are going up in 2023. So they sent us an email saying that from January 2023, the prices are going up. And that's part of why I made this video, because I wanted you to use the link below this video to get the price that's there right now. And you can enjoy that price, especially if you get onto the annual program. Like if you buy the annual package, then you've secured your price for a year. If you buy the monthly, then you'll be okay for a month, but then any price changes will affect you. So I'll put that link below, and then you can decide what option is best for you. But it's very easy, and you can take advantage of these offers right now, the Creator Success Bundle, when you join and take up the annual offer. So here you've got, log in or start for free. You've also got the option to start for free. And the free option allows you to set up one school so you can test it and see how it looks like for you before you even go to the paid version. So it's up to you. You can see it's like a test drive. You can test drive the platform and see what works for you. So here, once you click that link, you just come and start for free, create your account, and it's pretty easy. Enter your email address, and pretty much that's it. And you can create courses in anything. You can see pottery. You have videos for pottery. This platform is really powerful. And one of the things that I really like about this is, one, I don't like to repeat myself over and over again. So it enables me to share the quality content once and then record it and have it available for other people. And then it also enables me to scale my courses without getting overwhelmed. So that's really powerful. Now let me show you how one of my schools looks like. So this is my 10x marketing school on Teachable. So this is the course curriculum. I have other programs as well because I'm on the paid account. So I'm able to have multiple schools. On the free account, you can only have one school. But yeah, so this is the program that I have, and you can see everything, from picking your niche, doing your pricing strategy, selecting your channel, optimizing for conversions. This is alchemic selling, so your script, the selling script that you can use to have conversations with prospects, connecting with clients, world-class copywriting, brilliant stuff. Building blocks for great copy, storytelling. How do you tell the art of storytelling? How do you tell powerful, moving stories that connect? And then ads, playing by the rules because you don't want to get your account banned by Facebook. So I help you make sure that you set up your account the right way. And then things like verifying your domain on Facebook, setting up your pixels, your checklist, because I now also include checklists just to make sure that you've got everything set up correctly before you go to launch. So, and tracking and custom conversions and reporting and all that. So this is one of my programs and how it looks like. If you're interested in joining my program, I'll also put a link below this video and you and I can have that conversation, because it's not for everybody. It's an invite only because I'm very protective of the people who I take in, because it's a culture. My students are like a type of student who is, they're hardworking, they're not negative, they're supportive of each other, they do the work, they're ambitious. So there's this culture that I'm building, and I want to make sure that the people who get in have the same values. That's the first thing. The second reason is that this is not a fit for everybody. So I want to make sure that by the time somebody is coming onto the program, I know I can help them. I know it will work for them. It's not just about taking people's money and not giving them more than what they paid for. Like, that's my ethics. Like, I believe when you join my program, what I give you is much more than what you're investing in the program. So I want to make sure that I really can help you. I really can help you get results. I can help you make more money than what it is that you'd invest in the program. So I want to make sure that first, yes, I can help you. And yes, you are a fit for this program and for the culture and the values that we have. So I'll put that link below this video, and you get to decide, apply for a session. You'll either have a conversation with me or with somebody from my team, and we'll be able to figure this out for you. We'll ask you questions around your business to try and understand what your business does, what you've been able to achieve so far, what has worked, what hasn't worked, where are the gaps. And based on the gaps that exist, if this is something that can help you meet that gap, get more clients, create awareness, build your brand, build your industry authority, then we'll share with you how you can join the program if you do fit for it, if you are fit for it. So I'll put that link below. And I do look forward to hearing from you, reading your comments, and also, talking to you. If we get to talk during the strategy session, then it will be really interesting to get to know your business, get to know your goals. Like, what is it that you're looking at building? And I must say, like, the feedback that I've gotten from the calls that I've done myself is usually people say that the call is like a clarity call. They learn so much from this call. They get so much, like the questions I ask, because that's the thing about a coach. A smart coach doesn't sit down and prescribe answers to you. They ask you the right questions that will help you unlock the answers for yourself. So that session is one of those sessions. And I usually get feedback from people telling me, my goodness, you've asked me questions that no one has asked me, that I hadn't even thought about. And now you've helped me get more clarity in my business. So I look forward to helping you get even more clarity in your business and helping you achieve your goals and having that impact that you and your business deserve. So I look forward to you if we do get to talk, or we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Ciao.